Da-da-da-da. And we're live. Welcome in, everybody.
What's up, Michael Bradley? Nice to see you.
Michael Bradley, how you doing? Holy smokes. Man, fall fishing, huh?
Yeah.
Still haven't experienced it yet, but I hear it's happening.
It has been fall-like outside, and fishing has been fishing.
I've received confirmation that the stripers are running on Lake Arthur. Got like one more week of the water just boiling back there.
I got a buddy who fishes like O'Shaughnessy. He fishes a lot of river dams in
What's up, Liminal?
Columbus. Big wiper guy. Like, he's one of those freaks that like just takes like a DRT tiny clash and a mega bass mag draft to
What's up, Todd?
every single body of water he goes to. So like 6-inch glide bait, 6-inch paddle tail swim bait, everywhere he goes. And that's all he fishes with. And he's he's a multi-species guy.
Less bites, bigger fish.
I don't think he gets less bites. Like, I think he's just mastered both those baits, and he's like, yeah, this is pretty much all I'm going to do forever. We don't have that kind of
What's up, Nick?
Would we consider that a privilege?
I'm too much of a tinkerer and like I have the things that I will probably never change, and that I have a hard time putting down, but I mess with stuff too much. I'm too curious to just stay in my lane, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Listen, I took a stroll to my parents' house, sent Zach a picture. How'd you like that, by the way? How'd you like that picture?
It was okay.
Yeah, put a lot of bitter thoughts in my head, but hey, I found about
put a lot of bitter thoughts in my head too.
Yeah, remember when a certain something was a really big problem, and all it was boxes and shelving. Found about speaking of tinkering, I found about $2,500 worth of my fishing gear conveniently in tackle boxes and bags. So that was an easy takeout. But man, I got some inspiration, you know. I miss throwing dark colored crankbaits, crawdad colored crankbaits. And I think right now, like, that's what I start with, you know, if we are going to get onto the topic of like just your generic fall fishing vibe. I love a brown and green or orange or red crankbait.
Olive,
if you will. Like, I just love a green pumpkin crankbait, man.
Well,
that doesn't even have to be a fall thing. I mean, you can start doing that in the summertime.
But that's like my go-to. Like,
yeah.
So you can cover some water.
Exactly.
That's often my go-to, you know, when I'm just in a new place.
Yeah.
I oftentimes pick up a red one, like a dark red.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets bit everywhere, but it helps you kind of, at the very least, locate kind of where the fish are at right now.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of build off of it, right? You cover a bunch of water. And
so another thing is too, like, the fall is notorious for the two big shades, two polarizing turbidity levels.
Super clear and super dirty.
Super clear and super dirty. And it's going to be colder. What do I think about weedless treble hooks? They do not exist. They just don't exist. It's metal. It's going to grab something. You throw something into weeds.
What do they have, like 3 wires on them?
I've seen some with like prongs on them. Now, you could consider them like snagless maybe, but let's remember, guys, if we're throwing crankbaits, the first thing to hit that branch is the bill. So if you're keeping that bill at a consistent pace, and if you're fishing a crankbait, exactly, it deflects off. Now, if you're reeling too fast, and this happens a lot with bladed jigs, throwing bladed jigs in brush is not as easy as a spinnerbait or a square bill because bladed jigs like to do this. Yep, they like to do that. So if you're fishing your crankbait a little too fast, you could get it to turn. Yep.
Now with jigs and bladed jigs alike, putting a nice flat trailer on there helps keep it
from rolling.
Yes.
From rolling.
Yes, like a CP crawl is a perfect example of that. And Zach loves the CP crawl.
I do like the CP crawl, I just don't like it on the weed whacker.
Oh, thanks for the cookie last night. I was asleep.
You're welcome. We got a review about somebody getting the best topwater day they've ever had on the weed whacker with the CP craw as a trailer. This person actually got a hold of me. They asked me, what I like for trailers on the weed whacker. And I went on this very long diatribe about how my favorite trailer, I'm down to my last bag. They don't make them anymore. I said, Josh loves the CP craw on it. I don't think it's perfect. And
but it'll do.
Oh.
Zach froze.
It's not me. It's not me.
Josh.
It's not me. Let's go.
There he is.
I'm back.
Not me. Hey, I got yesterday. I will have everybody know because I'm tired of the embarrassment. And I know it's not a big deal, but it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing being a business and not having internet that does a good enough job for you. Now, granted, that is a wireless connection, and the old internet did not have a way to go hardwired for my PC. But we just got 1 gig internet in the house, so let's go. It's supposed to come through wood. Oh, yeah. I mean,
the Wi-Fi or the OSP metal blade?
The OSP.
The Wi-Fi is currently coming through wood and steel and concrete.
Good.
But if you want a bladed jig to go through wood, I highly recommend getting yourself a blade kit from Queen Tackle and putting it on a swim jig. That will be your best bet if you're worried about losing a bladed jig in wood. The brush guard is not going to affect the bait. It's not. It's not going to affect the action. It's not going to affect your ability to hook fish.
If you're really fishing it in wood, I would just throw a swim jig.
Yep.
You're asking for a reaction bite, I think, at that point anyway. And to me, the blade is negligible.
One thing,
if it's dirty water, spinnerbait's going to get the same bite. That's my opinion. But
here's something that I haven't heard talked about upon the fishing media for fall fishing, because a lot of times during fall fishing, the guys want to sell products, and we want to sell products too. Bladed jigs at certain times a year are sometimes too much for the fish.
Yeah.
Especially the way a lot of people think spinnerbaits and bladed jigs are just one-trick ponies. You cast it, you reel it in. I got my 8-to-1 gear ratio. I'm going to bomb cast. I'm going to keep my rod tip up. Hey,
and just burn.
This thing sucks. I can't believe I'm not getting bit. I'm reeling in at 48 inches a second. But a lot of times, my bites on a bladed jig are the same bites I probably could have gotten on a swim jig with a little bit of a rowdier trailer. Because I'm kind of crawling that thing. Like I'm really with that thing. And I'm doing the same thing with a spinnerbait. On spinnerbait is,
look at those bitter swim baits on the swim jigs.
And please, I made a video yesterday. We have a very big spinnerbait collection, and it's not that the spinnerbait collection is big. It's that we have a spinnerbait for every single type of situation. We've got Colorado, we've got Indiana, Colorado, we've got tandem, all kinds of tandem blades. Indiana, Colorado, willow leaf, Colorado, double willow leaf. We've got it for you. Now,
finesse spinnerbait.
The OG, yes. The OG shad imitator reaction strike bait for me is the spinnerbait. And if you watch the old pros, there was a time where the spinnerbait was the most effective bait all across the country. You can throw it into brush piles. You can throw it into standing timber. You can fish it around weeds. You can fish it around rocks. You can fish
chucking and winding.
Chucking and winding. Now,
We talked about this on Monday. Just, like you talk about baits that tend to get bigger than average bites also.
Yeah.
It's your square bills or just crankbaits, I think in general can
jigs, crankbaits, spinnerbaits.
Jigs, crankbaits.
Crankbaits will get you a bite. Crankbaits for me have always been, when back in the day, there was 2 baits I used to get a limit. 1.5 square bill or a DBN made by Norman. It's a 1.5 that goes 8 feet, or a shaky head. Those were my bite getters. I need a limit, dude. I need 5 12-inch fish. Yeah. I need 5 12s right now. Shaky head, square bill, DBN.
That is
just baits this big.
Yep.
And for me, the spinner bait is like, when I'm throwing a spinner bait in the wintertime and I'm just and I get that bite, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. Here comes that 4+ in December. Like I'm biting all my energy for the wintertime, Zach. All of our good content is going to come in December.
We're gonna get Josh and oversized waders.
Yep.
With snow falling.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
I'm hoping,
I'm gonna hold you to it.
That's like
I don't want the freeze. I just want snow, dude. I don't want the freeze.
We're talking about all these different baits, and which I'm gonna try to segue this into what we were supposed to be going on about, which is choosing a bait that can be efficiently fished for the conditions that you're fishing, whether that be the structure you're fishing or the weather conditions that you're fishing, all of it together.
What's floating around in the water?
What's floating around in Allegheny River?
Right.
Well,
if you're on a lake around here, you're getting all the leaves in the world. You're getting the vegetation that's starting to uproot, just crap's floating around.
And it does make some baits. You literally will reduce the amount of casts that you can make. And the amount of times that you make a cast and the bait is actually presented properly, I mean, you're reducing it by over 50%.
Yeah. And this is
with some of these conditions.
For like Zach and I Monday, we were on the Allegheny River that's got a lot of wild celery uprooting and just floating down the river. It's all over the place. There's nothing you can do.
In every column of the water.
Yes. It's on the bottom. It's on the top. It's in the middle. It's everywhere. And that cuts down even into the weight of bait that you're throwing. Like we found out, like spinner baits, like what you were throwing the 1/2 ounce Picasso, and that was picking up more grass
a lot
more often. And I went to the 1/4 ounce morsel, and it was fishing pretty clean. Like maybe 1 in 10 casts, I had to pick a piece of grass off, and barely.
The nice thing about that morsel is, with it being a 1/4 ounce and that weight displacement, depending on your trailer, you get a nice fall like that. Problem I've always had, and I had that problem in the Allegheny before I broke it off, was my spinnerbait kept wanting to go like this. Meaning my line, as that bait's falling, the line's just grabbing all those.
The grass.
Yeah, it's grabbing around the line.
But there's something about, I watched it with Ryan with that morsel. It's not going down as far.
No.
Therefore, it's not hitting the line. Time to grab the grass.
You can fish a lot of. Okay, so this is probably something nobody's ever talked about, and this is something that I think about all the time, and I've never talked about it at all. But you can tell a lot by a bait and how it's going to work for you based on how much line you can have out of the water. You know what I'm saying? You can get a lot more of your line out of the water with the morsel than you can a 1/2 ounce Picasso.
Yeah.
You're going to have you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Less room for error.
I think one of the other reasons, and I could be off base, but like I think part of it is also that. Well, if you think about, there's a couple things. One, I think the fact that it has one single blade and it doesn't have a clevis.
Yep.
That clevis is
less stuff to grab.
That grabs grass. But two, like if you think about, like, if I just dropped a 3-pound weight connected to a rope in that river, right, with all that grass floating down, that rope just connected to, like, more solidly to something, just grabs more grass, right?
Little stinker.
Just by being there. And, but like, so like the half ounce, your line is more directly connected to it. It's creating, just a more solid foundation.
It's more of a
something to get stuck on.
It's more of a, I want to say the word force, but that's not right. But it's more of a, you're making everything you're doing more rigid,
right?
Less movement.
It becomes you're building a better shelf.
So a lighter one has the ability to maybe just
it's not dive bombing. It's not
coast
dive
over.
bombing.
It could coast over top of a few pieces of grass.
More than it's digging, right?
And let's not forget, if I take both of my hands together and I break them through the water, I am going to come up with a lot of grass. If I take one hand and rake it through the water, I am going to come up with half as much grass. So the bigger something is, the more it's
surface area it has to grab stuff.
Correct. I mean, that's just math.
I think that
damn science.
There's something special about being able to keep a 1/4 ounce bait at a specific water level in all forms of water. I know a lot of guys like to throw heavier baits so they can cover more water column, whatever. But I grew up being scared of 3/8 of an ounce. 1/4 ounce, 5/16 if I'm feeling very freaky.
That I was for a long time.
And dude, I'm telling you, when I was fishing bluff walls and I'd position my boat and I'd start counting rocks and dragging off contour, I get better bites and I get more bites the lighter weight that I throw. And that is because a lighter weight does present a bait more natural. But if the fish are reacting, a heavier bait is going to get that reaction.
It's more efficient.
Yeah.
It gets to the place.
But I'm
that
telling
much faster.
You, I'm telling you, if
for
you
me,
had a 1/4 ounce in the Allegheny to work for you, I think
that's like the that's kind of the wild card when you have like the variable of river current thrown into the mix. It's like, man, like you have to get away with as heavy as you can get away with because you need to get it down quick. But that particular day, and this is like kind of, choosing the bait that is the most effective for the conditions. Again, once we located where these fish were, it's like, okay, they're not in 12 feet of water. They're in 2 feet of water. I don't need a 1/2 ounce in 2 feet necessarily.
Dude, I love the morsel in colder water.
By the way, the morsel 4 1/4 inch power glide.
Oh yeah. It looks good too.
There's a perfect pairing in the making. Right
Liminal. Do you mean fall as in falling or fall as the season?
I mean, let's watch our verbiage on need.
Yeah,
need is, dude. Right now, this is actually a great question for what we're talking about. Right now, we're talking about fishing the conditions that you are presented. Sometimes finesse and smaller presentations is exactly what you need in the fall, but every single day in a transitional season like fall is going to present to you different conditions, and it could be the same weather pattern every single day.
It could be your conditions could change halfway through the day,
and it could change halfway through the day. So tomorrow, I've got.
I think, and that I think is why we've had this conversation. Like, or to some extent, it's been a continuing this conversation throughout this transition, because I think it's not the baits.
No,
the baits are a tool, but having the right tool for the conditions. That's I
correct.
Think that's why we're presenting this in the conversation. Is the
it's
conditions.
Not just about current. It's not just about grass in the water or structure in the water. Wind. If it's really windy, you go ahead and throw something on an 1/8 ounce weight. Have fun.
Try it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Still,
it ain't gonna work
on a windy day. I like a small crankbait, but again, like if you're throwing a slow presentation, like you said, 1/8 of an ounce shaky head,
it ain't happening in the wind. You'll miss it. Even if you get bites, you're gonna miss most of them.
You'll never know. Yeah,
it's tough, man. It's tough to tight line in the wind. And Javi, to answer your question, we will talk about the new bait being teased with the Weed Whacker once we get that bait.
Yes.
And
not talking about it till we get it.
It will be coming up. It's going to be a couple weeks, but I promise you it's going to be there, and there's going to be plenty for you to purchase.
Yes.
But there are – well, go ahead. Sorry, finish. I have to go soon, so I wanted to get that
go ahead.
thought out. Yeah. Going back to that, like, presenting things lightweight, natural, this gets back to, like, to me, it's circling back around to, like, things like the free rig that – you can use a 3/8 ounce weight, a 1/2 ounce weight on that bait, and it gives you a lot more connection to a bait that ultimately just does this for the last 1.5 feet, right? So it allows you to be a little more connected to something presented more natural.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you're throwing a free rig, it might not work with the free rig. Let's say Carolina rig. Okay. If you're throwing a Carolina rig in the Allegheny River in the current grassy conditions, would all the grass collect on your line and leave your bait free?
Oftentimes, yes.
You would hope. That's what you're going for.
Yes.
A Carolina rig's an incredibly effective drift rig and river setup.
Yeah.
Because
I highly recommend going like shorten your leader way down. Instead of 2, 3, 4 foot leaders, go down to like 18 inches is like your max leader. I almost recommend like 10, 12 inches.
When the grass is that thick, to me, there's only one circumstance that I can actually throw a jig efficiently, and that's drifting, and that's because everything's moving at the same pace.
You should Carolina rig a jig.
But if you Carolina rig, you might be able to get away with those bottom presentations without, because most of the time when you throw a jig in that crap, your presentation is ruined before it ever even gets in front of it.
Well, so here's another point to that. Like, a little bit, like, call it the opposite of the Carolina rig. I was drop swimming a lot, and the grass will go to the weight. It'll just slide right past the hook. As long as you've got it rigged weedless, like you can't have an exposed. Right. Even then, though, I was still getting away with a pretty exposed hook. Like I was like nose hook texpose. Like it was still kind of out there, but that grass does just slide past. And this specific grass, it really is that specific grass too. Like it just slides off stuff. But it was going down to the weight and not fouling the bait. And because I tried to go to just a finesse swim bait. And it was getting absolutely bogged down. And it was like, it's the weight. It's going to that anchor point, which is the weight, right? Like,
yeah. So, neato.
Yeah.
Neato.
All right. That's an awesome tackle tip. I got to go, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
See y'all next week.
Ryan's leaving us to go, which I encourage you all after we're done with our show.
Yeah. What's up, Dan?
After we're done with our show, go watch, Bass Kayak and Beers.
Yep.
With Armando, because Ryan will be on there. So see you, Ryan.
Bye, buddy. So
and then there were two. The OGs.
Let's talk about what's
up, Armando?
What's
up, Dan?
What's up, Armando? I want to pick your brain more than just a frog rod and braid.
Okay.
So we're going fishing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Lake Arthur.
Are you?
No.
Oh, man.
It's a hypothetical.
That was not. You should have started with it's a hypothetical. You got me all excited.
Really excited, didn't you? What? My conditions
was not nice at all, man.
My conditions tomorrow are cloudy, mid-60s.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing already, just based on the conditions. Like, regardless of the body of water I'm going to, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm starting off with. How do you prepare? What do you think about?
Well, talking about Lake Arthur, Lake Arthur is a weedy lake. At this point in the season, a lot of those weeds are dying or dead. And a lot of times you'll hear people say that means the fish get the hell out of there. I say not always. If they have something better to go to, then yes, they will.
If they have nothing, they will leave. But if they have something, they will stay.
But there's so much of the root system and the stalks of all the vegetation that grows there that is there pretty much all year round. I think they stay there.
Let's think about the most important thing.
But
what else is there? What else is there?
What else is where? At Lake Arthur?
At that specific spot you want to go to.
What do you mean? What else is there?
Bait fish.
Yeah. Yeah, there's bait fish everywhere. Absolutely. And there's all kinds of bait fish there, to be honest with you. And there used to be alewife, but I don't think they are there anymore. There is no way that alewife could survive in water that turbid. It's just not possible. So and given what I saw at the beginning of the year this year, I guarantee you I do know what's there, which is gizzard shad. A lot of them and big ones.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them and big ones. And there's also crappie, bluegill, and perch. And I'm sure sunfish.
Yeah.
But so yeah, there's bait fish. But by the way, bait fish does not just mean shad. Bait fish means bait fish. Like anything that a bass will eat is pretty much considered a bait fish. So yeah, I'm probably gonna, dude. This time of the year, I am probably going to start with some kind of swim bait because I have tried a lot top water this time of the year out there, and for the bass, it's just not. It doesn't work very well out there for bass this time of year.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. Now I do know that the striper are running, and little known fact, a lot of times you'll find the bass under the striper. They will literally hang out underneath the madness and chaos that the striper are creating and just eat all of the crap that falls down below. Because the bass are not going to outcompete those striper.
No.
Not in a million years.
No.
But that's a lot of times that's where they hang out. So that's, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. If we're going to talk my home lake, if I go to my home lake tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy. I'm tying on a jerk bait, and with it being cloudy, I'm tying on a solid color jerk bait, a white-ish, something with white, an IU, a sexy shad style, something that will reflect off of whatever sun I have. But white does this thing when it's cloudy. It glows.
Yep.
White glows under the water.
White bone.
Yes. Got a presence.
Chantilly lace.
I'm also bringing a spinnerbait. I'm bringing a spinnerbait to places that bait fish pile up that I cannot throw a jerkbait. So that is going to be around trees, laydowns, stuff like that. And I'm going to fish the spinnerbait as if it's a jerkbait through the trees. I'm going to make a pitch all the way down the tree as far as I can. And I'm going to make multiple draws out. Like, I like to throw a spinnerbait into the trees more casts than I do like a stick worm or a jig.
And you're not bombing. You're almost pitching.
No, I'm pitching. It's close contact. I'm fishing pretty much every appendage, every solid appendage, right? Not every twig and branch that's hanging off of it, but you know, if you've got the trunk and it splits off into 3, I'm making a series of like 5 spots. And I'll always start off by burning the top, just right under the water or right underneath that log, something struggling and moving quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll weave it through the tree. and then I'll rip it like a jerkbait. I will just Alabama shake that thing, bumping it into stuff, flaring that skirt. You can tell if you're going to get bit on a spinnerbait by making those kind of casts. That'll get me to put a spinnerbait down real quick. If I fish 3 or 4 trees, 3 or 4 laydowns, and throw like 100 casts doing 4 different types of retrieves, and I don't get bit once, that's getting put down. And that's when I slow down to something like a jig or a stick worm, maybe even like a Nico rig that I can fish on the outside of the branches. But a lot of times when you're presented conditions that are changing the way that they do in the fall, your pressure goes up, your pressure goes down. It's 30 degrees in the morning. It's 70 degrees in the afternoon. It's cloudy. It's not.
So Monday, what Ryan and I did wrong is we slowed down.
Yeah.
What we should have done is kept running and gunning, because it became evident very quickly that if you found fish, right, in a pack, they were going to bite.
Yep.
Single fish, good luck. If they weren't in a pack, good luck. So, and you can make that even simpler. They're either going to bite or they're not, pretty much. And the best way to find the ones that are biting is keep moving, keep covering water.
Yep.
And we kind of got too nerdy about it. And I mean, we caught, but we definitely started picking things apart way more than was necessary.
You overcomplicated it when you had it simplified.
Yes.
That's like, if there was ever to be a book rewritten, like that is like golden rule. Because as fishermen, we do tend to complicate things when they are indeed very simple, especially when you get on a pattern. You know, if you're catching fish on a stick worm, if you've gone through 3 of them in your bag of 10, you should probably just keep doing that. But instead, you get that like confidence, and that like scientist kicks in, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to throw a jig. Yeah, I'm going to throw a spinnerbait. Yeah, they're biting. Yeah. No, they were biting your stick worm.
Yeah.
And they don't care about the spinnerbait.
Yeah. It's funny too, because we were doing a float. Ryan's got a motor. I do not have a motor yet. And we spent most of the day lashed together. Ryan was taxiing me. And I truly believe if I would have done what I normally do, which is float down the river and cast, you're floating down the river. Yeah. So you cast it, what's in front of you. You do the best you can. I think I probably would have done a little better.
Every time I go to the Allegheny or I go river fishing and I can't see fish, I fish like I can see fish. And every time I can see fish, I want to fish like I can't see fish. And if you can't see fish, fish like you can't see fish. Cover water. If you want to slow down where you catch a fish. Because like Zach said, a lot of times, like
this time of year especially.
Yeah, your solos, your cruising solos, there's something wrong with that fish at that time of the day. Like,
nobody else likes them.
Exactly. Listen, let them go for a walk, okay? Just
needs a bath.
You need something. Cigarette, a drink, I don't know. But a lot of times when you see cruisers by themselves, they're going through it. Whether that's a pressure change or they ate something bad, they're hungover, I don't know.
And if there's a group, you're way more likely to get bit.
Schooling fish, almost like I've noticed this a lot at the ponds. Like schooling fish are funny because they either compete or it's like they're daring each other to bite it.
Either way.
Hey, you see that? I see that. What is that? I don't know. What do you think it is? I don't know. Anyways, like, boom, get bit. Like
sucker.
Yeah, you shake it right, they eat it. And another thing is, regardless of that hypothetical situation that I like to think is happening in my head where they're triple dog daring each other to eat my jig, they are competing So even if it's not food, guess what? The one who wants it's going to grab it because he does not want that dude to eat more than him. Because that's what fish think about. They right now.
Yep.
Except every time except for the spawn, they are thinking about eating. They want to eat food. They want to survive unless they're on their hangover walk. But if you find a school of fish, that's what they're thinking about. They're not just hanging out because they want to hang out. It's not like they're social animals.
You know, I just had a thought. The fall is fishing. The fall is all of fishing compacted into one season.
Very condensed.
It's very condensed. But all the things that you should do in the fall are things that you should be doing all year long. All year round. For all year long. Yep. It's just in the fall, they're all going to happen.
Yep.
So you have to be able to switch and move and pivot and turn and all that other good stuff.
It's funny. That was something I realized. Like,
what a neat thought.
5-ish years ago, I had that like realization. I didn't say it so eloquently in my head like you did. I kind of cursed the fishing creators for it. I was like, that's when the book really started going out the window. Once I got my boat going and I just started fishing a lot more, like I was like, oh, dude, I remember I had just gotten this like new jerkbait rod and it was probably like June. But I needed I wanted a jerkbait rod. Like I had, I'd been throwing jerkbait rods on like 6'10" medium heavies and stuff like that. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I remember I just wanted to feel the rod. So I went to my local lake and I made a bomb cast with a jerkbait. It's 85 degrees outside and twitch, and it gets eaten. And I'm like, I thought this was a cold water bait. I thought this was a fall bait. I thought this was a springtime bait. I thought this bait was supposed to suspend and get eaten when it stopped. Nope. Just like you work in a fluke, twitch. It just has 3 sets of treble hooks on it. They're reacting the same way to it.
Brings me to a neat point about the fall. And that is you should have tied up at least one extremely versatile bait.
Yeah.
A bait that can be run on top, a bait that can be fished erratically, a bait that can be swum. You want to throw something that you can swimming.
We're swimming.
Anyways, you want to throw a bait. You want to throw a bait that really you can do a lot with without changing anything.
Yeah.
On the river trip, that bait was the Power Glide for us, which is a type of flukish style bait. But yeah, you can fish it on top. You can fish it like a fluke underneath the water. You can also kill it and let it die and fall.
Honestly,
so there's a bunch of things you can do with it.
My bait for that pick is the fluke or a minnow style bait. Like when I say fluke, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Like the bada bing.
The bada bing.
Okay. Bada bing.
Like the Bitter's bad shad.
The mega shad. We got the mega shad too.
The little shad or whatever they call it. Like those shad style baits with the forked tail and the hook slot in them. That is, dude, year round, that is one of the most versatile baits you can throw. And I will throw it a lot of times. I will throw it over a stick worm in a lot of situations. A lot of people like to think the stick worm is, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's overrated, but there are times where a stick worm versus a fluke, the stick worm is too big. The stick worm is too much of a presentation. And I have experienced that a lot in the fall. But that's only on your weightless and your wacky presentations. There is a certain finesse to a 5-inch shad style bait that a stick worm
like the high roller.
Like the high roller.
Like the high roller.
There's a finesse to it that your stick worm will not have. And it's because it cuts the water differently. A stick worm will go. You can chop a stick worm. And I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to come out with a hot take because I've been saying it in my head forever. You don't need a $65 glide bait to get a $65 glide bait bite. You don't
Nope.
need a $100 glide bait. You need a $5 pack of shad style baits.
Mm-hmm.
You need a bada bing. You need a bitter shad. You need a high roller, because it presents the exact same action at a fraction of the cost. It is smaller. It's smaller. It doesn't have that body to it, but you can still get schools of fish behind it going, why the hell is that thing moving like that?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Why is that doing that? And I'm telling you, man, I love a glide bait bite, but glide baits in the world of fishing is very similar to BFS. Is it 100% necessary? Absolutely not. Is it fun? Yes. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I'm giving myself an edge over other people. I'm doing it because I like the bite. I like
now, to be fair though, I mean, a glide bait does have properties that will make it get to certain places a little bit better and faster than a fluke style bait.
Yeah, drawing power
You know what
from
I mean?
the glide bait is its biggest positive. It is the drawing power that a glide bait has is immense. I have witnessed it firsthand. I remember my home lake. I remember I got this glide bait from a buddy, and it was like 9 inches long. Now, nothing was eating it, but my buddy he was like, hey, like I saw
like
you
a Pied Piper.
Yeah, he's like, I saw you just got a new swim bait set up. Like I've been, I need to get rid of this because I have too many glide baits, and he just sent me this glide bait, and it's heavy, it's big, but yes, it is the Pied Piper. I would throw this thing along docks, and I'm like, oh my God, they are actually coming
There they are.
from 20 feet of water just to look at this thing. And then I'd throw my 5-inch stick worm with a 1/4 ounce weight and catch that fish.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, these glide baits are really something.
Listen, a lot of times when you're running top water,
yep,
you're really just trying to get him. I mean, yes, you want to catch them,
but
that's
you want
the goal.
Get them to come out of there.
But you're getting them to tell you where they're at.
Yes, show themselves. Liminal did bring up learning bait fish patterns better. Listen, a bait fish pattern can be a lot of different things. And your first, like numero uno, when I think of bait fish pattern, the first thing I think about is not a particular bait, it is a color. It is your whites, it is your silvers, it is either monkey milk, a little bit of chartreuse, some purple maybe, a black and white. A black and white is across the board. A black crankbait with a white belly and a little bit of orange on it or pink, that is going to catch you a fish.
Even if it's just black and white.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though people hate gut marks, people hate gut bags, there's people out there that just refuse to do it.
Yeah.
Then they get mad when you put a gut bag on it yourself and say, "Why did you ruin that bait?"
And then your green pumpkins. That's you're getting into like your sunfish,
natural
your
forage.
bluegill. A lot of times,
green pumpkin is a natural forage color across the board. Hellgrammites, darters, gobies, bluegill, crawdads. It covers the board. I also think that the one thing about green pumpkin that's real nice is just the fact that no matter what water you're fishing, it is contrast. Your cranks need to have orange on the belly.
It's a bite. It's a bite me mark.
I get it. I get it. I'm in the same boat. It's got to be orange, pink, or chartreuse. Orange,
something,
pink, or chartreuse. Something that's just not natural. Just needs something.
Even though I have a sneaking suspicion it looks very natural to the bass.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at a bluegill, man. They've all got a lot of them have a big colored chest, whether that be orange or yellow, big colored chest. Now,
a lot of sunfish, the ends of their fins are chartreuse.
Now, one color that I had a guy make for me once in a stickworm is he was doing green pumpkin with the cut chartreuse pour in. I had him do a green pumpkin and white swirl with a black tail because that looks like a baby largemouth bass. Largemouth bass all have a very pronounced black tail. They're very easy to identify in the water because of their black tail. Not to mention their tail is a paddle. It is not a fork. If you're saying I saw a 10-pounder, you saw a carp if the tail looks like this.
Yeah.
You saw a carp. I hate to tell you. I remember I went to Lake Erie for the first time, and I was just walking the bank, and I'm like, there's 8-pounders everywhere. This is the greatest.
What's that place over by you? I want to say it's Dubai, but that's not right. There's a town over by you that starts with a
Dublin?
D. Dublin, thank you. The other Dubai. And I was out there, I was fishing a pond out there by myself. I don't know why you weren't there. I forget. But
working.
I think I was waiting for you to get off of work, I think is what it was going on. But I remember
that was when you got that wild hair up your ass and you're like, I'm fishing off the highway.
Yep. But I saw a carp like acting like a humpback whale. Just swimming with its back out of the water all over the pond, dude. It was it had to have been like 3 foot long. It was the biggest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Those white amurs are crazy. And here's what sucks. Like, we're going to take a complete U-turn on this conversation of conditional fishing, but white amurs get to a point in pond management where they are detrimental to that pond. They get too big, they get too old, they get too lazy, and their metabolism slows down. So when you see those white amurs that are 4-5 foot long and they weigh 60 pounds, and you're like, why is there still all this algae? That big fish has to be eating. They're not.
No.
They're dead. They're done. They want to die, man. Those fish need to be, there's a lot of pond management mishaps that come with a lot of your public fishing. There's a lot of water management mishaps. And, just because you have permission to fish there doesn't always mean it's going to be taken care of the way that you want it to. Dude, there's a place right by the house, man. Like, you got to see it.
I do want to throw this up real quick. I thought of something.
Yeah.
Liminal. Far better than Josh or I could ever do it. If you have not listened to the Tackle Talk podcast bait breakdown, it's 4 episodes. Go find it. Go listen to it.
Yeah.
Andrew has basically scientists. Some of them definitely are scientists, but he's got experts on crawfish, experts on, invertebrates, bugs and stuff, experts on bait fish. He has them and he does interviews with them, and a lot can be learned. I highly, highly recommend you go find those. I know there, you can find them on any of the podcasts, whatever things, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. But you can also find them on YouTube. I think he's got all the episodes up. So highly recommend that.
My top three bait fish profiles, and you can tell me yours. They might be the same thing. Number 1, a ball head jig and a small swim bait. You cannot beat it as far as a bait fish profile goes. It covers the board. Bluegill, shad, minnows.
I'm here and there on whether or not I want the ball head or not. Sometimes I don't want the ball head, but a jig head and a swim bait. Yeah.
A 3-inch paddle tail. Like, dude, you're catching fish anywhere. Then I'm going to go to a square bill crankbait. Square bill crankbait. That is just your basic square bill crankbait. As far as your echelon of crankbaits is, your average. It's your all around. It's your captain consistency. It is not going to go too deep, which is fine, because the deeper your crankbait goes, the more niche that technique actually is, or niche, however you like to say it. There's a lot of science to deep diving. Niche. There's a lot of science to deep diving crankbaits that I really just don't like. So if I'm throwing a crankbait, I want it to go to like 8 feet, cover some water, whatever. Lastly, a spinnerbait. A spinnerbait is 1 to 2 shiny silver, gold, white, whatever color blades you want, and it's flashing.
Now you can throw a inline spinner. You can throw a actual spinner, like a actual spinner bait. There's a couple different baits that go into that category of spinner bait. But yes, metal flashing, skirt.
I have a coworker. He was telling me he's whacking fish on spinner baits, right? And he's showing me pictures of these bluegill. And he's like, yeah, I caught this on a spinnerbait, caught this on a spinnerbait, caught this on a spinnerbait. And I'm thinking, like, in my head, I'm like, I don't have a spinnerbait small enough to catch bluegill like that. He was throwing a Vibrax. He was throwing an inline spinner. And I'm like, I'm like, you and I need to go fishing, dude. Like, I want to see you catching these freaking green sunfish. Because, like, you know, my spinner baits are this big, and his are this big. And he brings out
hefty. Wimpy.
Spinning rod. And I'm like, where's your spinner bait? And he's like, oh, it's right here. And it's, I mean, not serious, dude. Like, it's a small. And I'm like, oh, you mean like an inline spinner bait? And he's like, yeah, spinner bait. And I'm like, sure. Dude, I got buddies getting into fishing right now, and it's so fun to watch because, like, the other day, buddy gets himself on a PB, and he's throwing the HH Koosh-Brawl microblade.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what'd you have as your trailer? And he pulls out this brush hog that he got in like a dollar bin. It's like a big bite baits. It looks like a D-bomb.
So it's like bigger than the
It's like 5 inches long, dude.
It's bigger than the microblade.
Yeah, like he has the picture of the fish with the microblade in his mouth because he was excited to show me. And he's like, microblade got me my PB. And I'm like, I don't know if that was the microblade doing all the work, man. Like, you got this thing that's like this big on the back of a bait. But then he showed me this rig that he made. He's like, yeah, I've been using this topwater bait. And I'm like, nice, dude. Like, what kind of topwater bait? You know, popper, you know, a spook, a buzz bait. He's like, it's a soft plastic. And I'm like, cool. It's a brush hog on a belly weighted hook that he is casting into the weeds and just going like this,
just ripping through the water.
Dude, I'm just watching him. He's just whoa, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna get into it on this, but
I will never forget when I was trying to hurry up and get a bait back to me, a soft plastic bait, and winging it across the top of the water, and it got destroyed. It literally changed the trajectory of my angling for the rest of my life.
Yep. It will because, you know, the old heads, like, they love talking about fishing slow. They love to slow down, shut up, light a cigarette, drink a beer, sit down.
Sometimes that's necessary, but more times than not,
dude,
I don't think it is.
Like, I did it this year. I made a bad cast at Lake Arthur, and I was like, stupid. Whoa. You know, like, I had a bladed jig on it. It's just smoked.
I was listening to what's the show with Bailey Eggbright?
Serious Angler.
I was listening to Serious Angler, and they were talking to this guy, and he, for an entire summer, was beating the brakes off of people in tournaments by ripping a mop jig across the top of the water.
Cool.
For an entire summer, just beat the brakes off of people doing it. So, I mean, that's cool. Actually, and Javi just said this. What's the weirdest thing you've ever caught a fish on? Listen, racing a mop jig across the top of the water is pretty freaking weird. That wasn't me; it was somebody else. But neat comparison there.
I'll say it's weird. When I was little, I loved because they didn't make buzz toads yet. Like, yes, I am old. I am that old. They didn't have buzz frogs yet. Stanley had the ribbit frog, but like, I had a 4-inch Berkeley power worm, just a finesse ringtail worm, real tight ring. I'd rig it on a 2-aught hook on spinning gear, and I would make bomb casts and fish it like a topwater bait. And that was not the implied purpose at all. I think it's cooler to catch baits not with their implied purpose than like the bait itself. You know, like, people are like, oh, dice baits, and it's like, yeah, but like, you're fishing it in its implied purpose. Like, if I also crankbaits getting foul hooked in your line, done
and
that,
ripping them,
done that, caught fish doing that. Not on purpose.
When they start spiraling on top of the water, pop, plop, flop, 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 flop. Yeah, absolutely.
On that, yeah.
I got on a bite last year. with one of our mini glides, where I was throwing it. I was up current. I was throwing it down current, and just letting it hang out.
Oh yeah,
by a rock.
oh
Just
yeah.
letting the current make it do the action, and was getting clobbered.
Yamatanuki.
Nice, man.
Yamatanuki.
You should try the thing from Bayou Baits.
That's also a bait. That's probably the weirdest bait I've caught fish on. But it makes sense, man. Like, it's not even that weird of a bait. Like, scientifically, when you simplify that bait, it is everything you want it to look like under the water when you're trying to match bait fish. It is. It's big. It's bulbous. It's got a tail. You can twitch it. You can drag it to make it look like a crawdad of some kind. But underwater, when you're giving it some hops, it's a bait fish, man. It's a bait fish.
Well, we're getting near 9:00, and I have a homework assignment for everybody that's listening. If we were to do something on the site for purchase, something special for Christmas, what would you guys want to see?
Yeah.
DM us, put it in the comments. If you have my number, text me. But just curious, if we were going to do something special for Christmas, I will tell you, if your answer is advent calendar, the answer is no. We are not doing that. But just if you guys have any ideas or something you'd like to see, something neat for Christmas that we put up, something special, what would it be?
Yeah. I like the idea of a one-time purchase box. Something that's not a subscription idea, but
Yeah.
Hey, Merry Christmas. But guys, let us know. Send us DMs, man. Nobody DMs us anymore. Nobody says hey anymore. Nobody wants to talk fishing with us anymore. Makes me sad. The only DMs we get is give me your freaking money.
Give me your freaking money, or can I have this?
Can I have this for free? Or,
hey, what's up, Seth?
Hey, Seth Taylor.
How you
Big
doing,
successful guy throwing stick worms, reg sticks to be specific.
Throwing the reg stick.
Throwing the reg stick, getting on the front page of Bassmaster. Congratulations to the year that you have had, sir. You have done very well. Have any free stuff for you? Yeah,
for you, buddy. You've already paid for it.
You've done good. One new item every day. That's going to be tough, man. We are not Tackle Warehouse. I can tell you that. We are not Tackle Warehouse. That's a tough one to do. I think more people are going to miss out than
well, I don't think he means a new bait every month. I just think a special discount.
A special discount every day for 12 days?
So one day would be Bait X. One day would be Weed Whackers. The next day would be whatever. The next day would be whatever. We might be able to do something like that. The All-Stars for the All-Stars.
See, I like a box of All-Stars. Like, what if we did a box of 10 baits for 8 baits? 8 baits.
7 to 8.
4 of our favorites. 4 of our favorites. We got to cover the columns, or we don't. We just put 4 of our favorites in there.
Or we don't.
Or you suck it. It's
Michael Bradley. Michael Bradley.
Merchandise is so difficult.
Oh, buddy.
If anybody knew, man. If anybody knew.
Like, I am so sad right now that I am not wearing a brand new Dark Horse Tackle hoodie.
Yeah, it's so hard, dude.
And I hope that next year things are a little different and we can make that happen, because I really, 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 really want a Dark Horse Tackle hoodie. But we're working on it. Next year, I would really like to put some new shirts out, put some hats out again. So hopefully next year we'll have some merch for everybody. And cool merch at that. Yes. We've already got designs.
We do.
Yeah, they're in the They're in the hopper.
They're ready to go. It's a shame, man. Like it is a shame just because, dude, I want to give you guys hoodies. I want to, but
the other thing is everybody wants them until they're available.
Yes.
And then nobody buys them.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And not only does everybody want them until they're available for purchase and they go, you want $50 for a hoodie? Yes, because that's how much hoodies cost. But listen, when it comes to merch, we don't skimp. We're not buying a 500 pack of Gildan Heavies for $4 and selling them to you for $25. We're giving you a t-shirt that him and I actually agree with, which is impossible. And
we order a blank, one for each of us,
and we wear it until it's covered in everything.
Yeah.
But it's hoodies. I want the best, and the best hoodie I've ever worn is an independent hoodie, whether that be the medium weight or the heavyweight.
I'm actually wearing an independent right now.
I think that independent is actually the first blank that we used for hoodies at Dark Horse Tackle. I think it's the same one. It's a lighter weight.
No, this is a completely different fabric. This is like I don't even know how. It's super comfortable.
Yeah, it's a completely different fabric. It's fused to your body.
It's no, this is like I don't know. This is like almost like terry cloth.
You should buy an independent heavyweight and I'm serious. Wear it as much as you wear that log jam, you'll fall in love with it. Independent heavyweight is my go-to. It is Carhartt quality, in my opinion. It's not as stiff.
No, hold on. No. Don't ever say that to me again, Javi. I got a thing or two to say about Carhartt quality. Carhartt is no longer. Carhartt is no longer what it once was. Not even close.
They got a buyout.
Close.
They got a buyout a long time ago.
Not even freaking close. I bought, when I first started being a millwright, I bought 8 pairs of jeans for like $35-$40 a piece. Carhartt. I had pairs of those jeans that didn't even last me a month.
Yep.
A month.
Yep.
I have since switched to a company called Origin, which is American made with American materials. They are $100 a piece, but they last me for freaking years.
But the OG Dark Horse Tackle hoodie, that's probably the same blank we'll use. Like that blank, dude. Oh my God. I still have that. I still have 2 of the original hoodies. The green one that I have is about to turn orange because it is so sunbeaten. Yeah, I mean, Carhartt became fashionable, but they took a buyout before that.
They got ed up.
And when they got their buyout, that's when they became fashionable because they started marketing towards everybody. You can always tell when a company switches up because usually a lot of companies have a niche or a niche or a niche. And their niche was blue-collar workers or guys that did work around the elements. And now it's like, do you live in New York City and love pretending to be a hard worker? Try our lightweight, medium weight, extra medium toboggan. No, I remember when Carhartt toboggans used to weigh like 1.5 pounds. And it'd make my head do this. Because they were made out of real cotton. Now they're made out of rayon. They're lowering my testosterone rate.
They make them with rayon and soy. It's all bad.
What the heck? Just putting estrogen right into my bloodstream.
Oh, buddy.
Down.
I bet it does get cold in Utah, man.
Oh, I bet it gets nasty.
When do you I'm assuming your water ice is over up there, huh?
It just probably curious. Does during one time of the day, and then when 3 o'clock rolls around, it goes to like 80 degrees.
No, it all depends on what part of the staircase you're on.
Yep. When the sun goes away, it's really cold. It's nice when the sun's out, though. Dude, like when I went to Vegas, it was February. One day, the morning it snowed. The end of the day, or the beginning of the day, it any hot new lures? Oh, dude, every month, Seth.
Oh, Josh and I each. Well, did you get your box yet, Josh?
No.
you kidding me?
You shipped it out like yesterday.
No, I shipped it out the day before.
Oh, it might be there then.
I forget you live in a black hole.
No, where I live, it's not bad, but at my parents' house, yes.
But anywho, from the company that makes your favorite stickworm, Josh and I have a pack of prototype baits. Pretty hot. Pretty hot.
I'm gonna try to get a buzzbait bite with that thing before the year ends.
A what?
I'm gonna try to get a buzzbait bite with that bait before the year ends.
Oh, as a trailer?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna try to force it.
No, there's stuff coming. We don't want to talk too much. October boxes, by the way, everybody will be shipping probably tomorrow.
We got a balsa crankbait in that one.
Oh yeah.
That's a hot bait, especially right now.
With one of the hottest colors I have ever seen in my entire life. We have 5 colors.
It sucks that I have to make a video about it before fishing with it.
But one of them is greater than the other, I believe. One of those balsa baits. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
little 4 to 8 foot diver.
Guys, keep your eye out. You're trying to put out a perfect pairing once a week.
Yep.
Don't forget, when you buy them as a pair, you save about 10%. If you haven't already used your Pen Pals discount, that means you can save 20.
And if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yeah. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for continuing your patronage at Dark Horse Tackle. We really appreciate it. In fact, we appreciate it so much, we invite you to go on and patronize us some more.
Keep patronizing us, guys.
What's up, Eric? Eric, I apologize, man. I got properties to winterize. I am literally up Schitt's Creek without a paddle and super busy. I will get a hold of you. Josh and I do want to see if we can't do something with you to get more young anglers involved.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
But anyways, everybody, love you. Have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.
See ya.